Welcome to the City Show. Pat O'Melia here. You there? That's why I do the show, because you're there. I would like to inform you, entertain you, and maybe educate you a little bit. Don't forget all the stuff you see on the screen there. Subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Vimeo, live stream where we archive all our stuff. Before we get the show going, Jersey City lost one of its greatest public servants, our former city clerk, Robert Burns. Robert was a walking encyclopedia when it came to Jersey City. He knew everything, remembered everything. I don't think Robert ever looked anything up when I spoke to him. And when I broke in, when I came over from professional wrestling with the Wrestling Tonight radio show to the Jersey City talking show, I had a million questions, especially when we were doing campaigns and all. And Bob was very patient. Yeah, he got a kick that I went from wrestling to politics. And I would tell Robert, to say, you know, that's pretty much the same thing, just that the wrestlers had better costumes, but everything is scripted. He was very patient with all the questions from a young knucklehead who was breaking in with Jersey City during the Schindler administration. When I think back of Robert Burns, two things stand out in my mind. How hurt he was when Superstorm Sandy hit and Jersey City Hall on Grove Street was flooded, the basement in particular. And that's where all Jersey City's records were kept, all the paper records. And Bob, he was like the city historian, and he was so upset that there was so much damage done to the records of Jersey City. And then on the flip side, what Robert was so proud of and excited about was the renovations that were going on in the Jersey City City Council chambers. You know, that was the whole City Hall was a dingy place. But he was so excited. He dragged me down there to film it and all about what was going on there. He was so proud of that. So when I was at the wake, I remember those two things going through my head. Rest in peace, Robert. You were truly a great Jersey City servant. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
If you need to see a doctor, RWJ Barnabas Health has two easy ways to do it from anywhere. You can see an urgent care provider 24/7 on any device with our Telemed app. Or use our website to book a virtual visit with an RWJ Barnabas Health Medical Group provider or specialist, even as a new patient. You've taken every precaution, and so have we. So don't delay your care any longer. RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together.
We're back, City Show. Pat O'Melia here. Again, we will... it's hard to say we'll miss Robert Burns because we're always going to talk about Robert. He is the template of a good city clerk and just a great guy all around. Rest in peace, Rob. Let's go back again. I think this is the third show in a row I'm going to be talking about the RTC, I believe. The RTC, right to counsel, in particular, the right to counsel for evictions. And in Jersey City, was one of the things we got to find out, but I'm told the numbers are like 90% of the eviction cases in Jersey City are for non-payment of rent. And what the RTC, in its present form, would do would give the tenants legal representation, because they always keep saying, well, the landlord has legal representation. If you're a company, a corporation, an LLC, you're mandated to have legal representation in the courts. But, it's still an expense for the property owner. Now, the first reading, the RTC was passed 8-0 with Richie Borgiano, the Ward C council rep, abstaining because wording wasn't changed in the ordinance, and in particular, exempting 1 to 4 family homes, like we do with rent control. It is imperative that that exemption be in place. We're not going to go about the city of Jersey City hurting mom and pop and young couples who invested everything they can into what we're going to talk about is the American dream here. I would like to see, before we even get to the second reading on this, and there's got to be verbiage change and language and all, I would like to see a group of town halls done to engage the property owners in the city of Jersey City as to what is entailed with this RTC. Because a lot of these people, in Jersey City, we're get along, go along people. We just want to live our lives, do what we have to do, and go home for dinner. That's pretty much how Jersey City people are. But this time, we've got to grab the property owners and say, you need to pay attention to this, because this is your property rights. And nowhere, and they keep saying with the RTC, it's a right to housing. There's no written right that you have housing. And there's nowhere does it say that following the American dream of home ownership, that part of that is I have to create affordable housing. That's not why people buy a home, to create affordable housing. And I've said this many a time. Affordable housing should be created, and as it had been in the past, with the feds, the state, the county, and the city. And we used to do a good job of that. As I said before, we used to have Kerry Woods. There was huge buildings there. We moved from Dogpatch to Kerry Woods back in 1966. My mother passed away. Those were beautiful buildings. There's one left. All the high rises are gone. I think 1 Heckman is 2 Heckman. 1 or 3 Heckman is still there. The rest have all been knocked down, and now you see townhouses there, where one footprint I can have 400 units instead of maybe 4 units of townhouses. But that's a whole other argument. The government should be creating the affordable housing, not the private sector. Like I said, we need to engage the property owners in Jersey, because the RTC, the proponents of the RTC, keep aiming it at the major developers. But the ones who will get hurt here is mom and pop, and that young couple who work their butts off to come up with a down payment for a home in Jersey City, a new home. It's probably $800,000-$900,000. So they're looking at a mortgage payment, probably $3,500 a month. They need those rent payments to make that mortgage. If somebody gets behind 3 months and then go to court, and you got an attorney that can dance around for another 3 months, those kids could lose that home in foreclosure. Same thing with mom and pop. Our seniors, and we're going to get up to seniors later in the show also. That's their income, and their Social Security is the rent from those apartments. So we need to get them in, all the property owners, and do these town halls. Maybe I'll do a virtual town hall. We'll bring people in virtually, remotely, and do it. We'll see. It's imperative that mom and pop and those young couples with the 1 to 4 families be exempted. The American dream has it always been, and we're a great country. I don't know why we keep getting away from what made us a great country. The American dream is home ownership. That's it. It is, for 90% of the public, the largest investment they'll ever make. And it's a very tough investment to come up with the money, especially with the market now, and especially with how interest rates are. That's the American dream. The American dream was home ownership. You and your wife, you would raise your kids in the home. And you worked but like I said, I know people who work between the wife and the husband and the wife, they might have worked 3-4 jobs to get the money to buy that unit. And with the hopes, of having a place to raise their family, maybe having the money to live well in retirement, or as with most people, you hand the house down to your children. It becomes generational wealth. Nowhere in that dream of home ownership was affordable housing. But we keep getting hit with that. Oh, Jersey City needs affordable housing. Jersey City needs to become affordable. That's how you get affordable housing. Jersey City is a very expensive city right now, and it's the most expensive city to rent in. That's not the fault of mom and pop here in Jersey City. That's the fault of city government. We have allowed this city, in particular, the Board of Education, to make it very expensive to live and work in Jersey City. All right, let's break the commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
I've got cancer.
We've got the highest level of cancer care,
the latest clinical trials,
researchers working to find a cure,
and nurse navigators to guide you every step of the way.
At New Jersey's only NCI-designated Comprehensive Cancer Center, your safety has always been our top priority.
I've got cancer, but I also have peace of mind.
Jersey City Medical Center and Rutgers Cancer Institute of New Jersey. Let's beat cancer together.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments. Carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants. All major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Stevens Jersey City Ford, certified parts and service located at Route 440 and Communipaw Ave, is your #1 source for Ford and Lincoln automotive needs. We use certified Ford Motorcraft products to keep your Ford running in top shape. Motorcraft parts are backed with the Ford warranty, which includes a 2-year unlimited mileage guarantee. Our team will have the right Motorcraft part to ensure the best performance from your Ford or Lincoln. You can order in person at the parts counter or online. Let us help keep your Ford or Lincoln in the best shape at Stevens Jersey City Ford.
We're back. The City Show. Pat O'Melia here. I should read these notes I write. I start going off my tangents here. I would like to see Jersey City, prior to the next reading of the RTC, to get some real numbers out of the Jersey City housing courts. What are the eviction numbers? Yeah, we're hearing, it's 15,000. I don't think that's true. I'd like to find out the real numbers. And I've asked some of our council people to look into that. We should have this information prior to the second reading. If it is true, there's like 90% of the eviction proceedings in Jersey City for non-payment of rent, well, then we should probably address that in the RTC. Maybe go ahead with the RTC excluding evictions for non-payment of rent. Now, we're pushing the passage, well, some are, the passage of the RTC because of some, as they said, bad actors, bad landlords. I'm sure there are bad landlords in this city, but I'm sure we can weed them out also, and have been. We can have the RTC to protect tenants from bad landlords, but I don't think we should have an RTC that protects tenants from good landlords for not paying the rent. And that we need to have real numbers, and it can't be an ordinance that's anti-mom and pop, anti the American dream. You know, if we can exempt non-payment of rent out of the RTC, maybe that's how we should go. And what happens, because there's going to be a 1.5% vague interest on 1.5% charge on new construction, whether it's new from the ground up or you're putting a floor on your two-family home, or commercial construction is 2.5. And they're expecting to have $20 million a year out of that. Out of the $20 million, $4 million will go for legal representation for the RTC. What happens if we don't make those numbers, like with the payroll tax? We didn't make the numbers. Who makes up that difference? Oh, you know who it is? It would be you, the property owners of Jersey City. You would be paying in taxes for the legal defense against you. So we have to make sure what we're doing with this RTC and what happens if the financial goals aren't reached. You know, what happens if, we don't have any major development? It comes a point where you're not going to have major development. What happens? Eventually the bubble's going to burst. Actually, there's a lot of bursts of that bubble now with the interest rates. There was recently, in the Jersey Journal, I believe, a record number of tax liens filed. I mean, it was pages upon pages upon pages upon pages. And I've argued for years and years and years, going back to Shunla, to Glenn D. Cunningham, that before we put a senior's home in tax lien, we should go speak to that senior, see what we can do. But that's never been done. You know, the landlords aren't rolling in money when you see their homes on a tax lien sale. So we have to be aware of that. Now, again, like I said, mom and pop, you know, they're people in their 60s, this is a source of revenue. That and their Social Security. Those young kids, you know, they're trying to establish their future, following what would be the American dream. What was the American dream of home ownership? And it's very difficult, especially in Jersey City, where it's so expensive. Like I said, almost any house you're looking at in Jersey City, you're looking at $800, $900, $1 million for a 2 or 3 family home. That's a lot of money. Put down 20%, that's pretty big mortgage. You have to make sure you're getting a rent payment. And if you have, as the proponents of the RTC say, bad actors, you have bad actors as tenants, that could be devastating for those young couples. In New York City, I was just reading in the Daily News today. I should have brought the Daily News with me. There are thousands upon thousands of units of vacant apartments, vacant housing, that are being what they call warehoused, and for various reasons. New York City has an RTC, and we keep throwing these numbers around. Oh, evictions are down 40% since the RTC. Can we actually see those numbers instead of just a rhetoric? That's what Joyce Waterman and the city council members have got to say. We have to see the numbers instead of just people throwing these things around and see what sticks on the wall. Well, what they don't bring up, I think the number was 65,000 units of housing, vacant housing in New York City. That is vacant for various reasons, because they're talking about right now the immigration that's going on in New York City. Can they utilize those units? And what's being reported as well, you know, a lot of these units are in a state of disrepair because the landlords didn't have the money to upkeep the units. Some of these landlords may just not be interested in renting that. Now, 65,000 units of housing sounds like a lot until you realize this is New York City. So it's a big number, and it could be very helpful for the immigrants being bused into New York City. But there's reasons those units are vacant, and they're staying vacant and being warehoused. You know, and it's the landlord, maybe they don't have the money. Maybe it's that RTC, I don't know. But that's why we need real numbers. We need real numbers from Jersey City on evictions, extrapolate what we can out of New York City. And I even requested the RTC from Newark, and all I got was crickets so far. So we need to see the effect and what those RTCs are and have real, no-doubt data, especially when it comes to Jersey City as far as those evictions. There's a lot to consider, and truly what we need to do is have some town halls, whether physically or we can do it virtually. I know my studio can do it virtually. Maybe I do that. I'm not sure. But we need to do a lot of research in this RTC before we pass it. We have to be sure we're doing the right thing. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching The City Show. I'll be right back.
Panapinto Properties, Jersey City, shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces and addresses your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at panapintodevelopment.com. Panapinto Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Jersey City Medical Center has a passion for heart health. We're Hudson County's only full-service heart hospital with innovative technologies and premier cardiovascular physicians, a partnership with Rutgers Health, the latest technology and medical advancements, and nationally renowned care for every heart in every community. Whoever your heart beats for, our hearts beat for you. Jersey City Medical Center.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in one of our many high-rise towers. With amenities such as the on-site Newport Path, light rail, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams and Acme Supermarket are just outside your front door. A health and fitness center, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. Enjoy the New York skyline from our waterfront and various parks. Manhattan is just one pass stop away, or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Looking to visit? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. For more information, visit us at newportnj.com. Make lasting memories to cherish forever. It's incredible. It's you, Newport. Live like you want.
Jersey City Medical Center is healing, enhancing, and investing in Hudson County because your heart doesn't beat just for you. So get it checked. When your bones are healthy, it lifts us all. We're delivering joy daily in our Lord Abbott Maternity Wing and providing New Jersey's only NCI-designated comprehensive cancer center. We'll continue building our medical network and taking every precaution for your safety so that we can all be healthy together.
We're back. Pat O'Melia here, City Show. Don't forget all the stuff on the screen. Love us, like us, follow us, and all that stuff. I am astounded that common sense has come out of Trenton, out of the Golden Dome. Our Assembly Speaker, Craig Coughlin, is proposing a 50% tax cut for Jersey seniors. Think about that. Finally, and I've said this for years, that these seniors paid their dues. You're 65 years old, and you're still paying school taxes and all the expenses involved, and you're at the end of your earning potential at 65 and 70 years old, whatever the case is. Some people actually continue on in the 70s, but for the most part, 65, 70, your earning potential days are restricted because of age, and you're tired. What the Speaker is proposing is a 50% cut, up to $10,000 a year for seniors 65 and over. I think this is amazing. I remember talking about, we should exempt people 65 and over, and I've been saying this in the radio since the radio days, back in the 90s. Now, they should be exempted. They paid their dues. Finally, that's coming out of Trenton, that we will now consider giving the seniors that break. 50% discount or $10,000 a year, whichever is higher, I guess. I applaud that. I'm surprised logic and common sense came out of there. You know who else is supporting this? Brian Stagg, the state senator and mayor of Union City. I don't know how anybody could not support this. The idea and what the Speaker is proposing here is called Stay NJ. So the seniors don't move out of New Jersey. They don't run out of New Jersey to go south, whether it's Florida or Texas, wherever the hell it's cheaper. When you don't really have to run too far to get cheaper than New Jersey. You can go cheaper in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I got some friends of mine that moved to Ohio, and it's astounding, the property tax difference. And it's not like Ohio is some backwoods state. Yeah, it's very similar to New Jersey. The property taxes are like, 10% of what you're dealing with here in New Jersey. I am astounded that this is being pitched. It amazes me when you hear something that makes sense coming out of Trenton. Now, there are those who have issues with it. One is our governor. The governor's like saying, well, I don't think this is right. I would get the tax break because he's 65. Or, we would give Bruce Springsteen this tax break because, he's over 65. Well, I'm sure, since we're working on common sense and logic, I'm sure we can massage this, that if you're a multimillionaire, maybe you don't get the tax break. But I've always been against the idea of class warfare. I don't believe you should be penalized because you're successful. I don't believe you should be penalized because you received an education, you worked and acquired a skill or craft or whatever. Just because you're successful in life, we should penalize you to help the people who didn't make those efforts. So I have no problem if you're a multimillionaire and you're 65 and we're giving a tax break to everybody 65, you should enjoy it. But if we're, if it's a situation like, well, we can't give it to everybody, well, all right, let's see if we can exempt some of these people. But let's do it. That mom and pop, those seniors, that, they're having a problem making ends meet. We just made their lives a little easier in the golden years. And this makes so much sense. And this is something, I've been talking about. I remember saying, the seniors, it should be exempt from the school taxes. And people, well, our kids went to school. Well, yeah, the kids went to school when they were in their 20s and 30s. Yeah, for the last 30 years, their kids weren't in school. So after 30 years, you should be exempt from the school taxes. But it's societal. Oh, society. We're all investing in a good education. Well, I think we need to look at those good education numbers, by the way, because, when Jersey City's looking at $1 billion plus school budget, I think we need to look at these numbers. And there was some fiscal I can't say the word. Irregularities. Okay, I have a problem with the word regular most of the time. That the Jersey City Board of Ed is working on. I'm sure there's a lot of situations with the Jersey City Board of Ed that we could be looking into. There was an audit done, but not a forensic one. We should do a forensic audit there. But again, the seniors, they're not out there. There are some, but not all of them are out there working 5 days a week. 40 hours plus. They're in their golden years. Let them enjoy it. They're at the end of their earning potential. Let them enjoy their lives. Let the younger generation shoulder it. Again, I don't mean we should put a burden on the younger generation, but if, like with the school tax, if they got kids in the schools, you should pay school tax. Also, listen, you got kids in private school or Catholic school, that sort of thing, you should be exempt from paying school taxes. But, that's a whole nother thing. Why does a single person who has no children have to pay school taxes? Why do corporations that have no children, of course, pay school taxes? What was dreamt up 200 years ago doesn't really apply now. But you need somebody a lot smarter than I am to do that. Somebody can actually pronounce words. But I think this is a great idea. Give the seniors the 50% tax rate or $10,000, whichever number is higher, and let them stay in New Jersey. They don't have to run south. They can stay with their families and see their grandchildren and all that. I applaud these politicians in Trenton. They say a blind squirrel occasionally finds a nut. Maybe this is the blind squirrel finding a nut. All right, we're out of show. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Good night.